So you can always stop breathing and see what happens.
You've tried this so many times. I shall not stop breathing.
So,
good plan.
For anybody watching and listening, just think about this. Breathing is unconscious, true?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You don't have to think to breathe.
No.
And let's face it, if you had to think to breathe,
We're screwed.
you're screwed because your head is full of thoughts about breathing.
Yes.
And you can't do other stuff. So your body is really clever, and your central nervous system, in particular the autonomic nervous system, it does all these things automatically for you, so you don't have to. So it means you breathe unconsciously, your heart beats unconsciously, your digestion happens without you thinking about it. All these processes go on in your body completely unconsciously. Hi, welcome back, Mike.
Welcome. Thank you.
I think today we should talk a bit about breathing.
Because
We do it every day.
and it's really, really good for you. And actually, no. And recently, sorry to interrupt. We what?
No, you're not.
We've been doing a lot of stuff on keto, and this is another one of the pillars of wellness that obviously has different benefits, but certainly supports a lot of what people are trying to get when they're changing their world and becoming weller and healthier.
It really does. And I guess, maybe by way of a bit of introduction, if you
Segue.
think about when you're doing the ketogenic lifestyle and you're eating all that really wholesome and healthy food,
Yes.
and so you're putting some wonderful nutrients in your body, you've got great fats, you've got some lovely proteins, you've removed the carbohydrates, you've now got your body running on a nice clean fuel, and you're running on ketones. The next level to take your body to is to add some extra oxygen, because what we know, anybody who knows about combustion, anybody that knows anything about how fires work, anybody who knows about engines, you know that if you take a fuel and you add oxygen, then you'll get energy and performance. So what we want is lots of nice pure oxygen in our body. Add that to the amazing keto fuel that we've given it, and bam,
Winner.
supercharged performance.
Keto chicken dinner.
Exactly right. So,
all right, so we're going to talk breathing,
yes.
and we're going to talk the importance of breathing. But first of all, let's go through, when we talk about breathing, we're not talking about just what we're currently doing, we're talking about a structured process that sits behind breathing. So let's firstly talk about the breathing we're currently doing, and why is that not as good as we probably could do it, versus sitting down and actually going through a structured breathing process.
So you can always stop breathing and see what happens.
You've tried this so many times. I shall not stop breathing.
So,
good plan.
For anybody watching and listening, just think about this. Breathing is unconscious, true?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You don't have to think to breathe.
No.
And let's face it, if you had to think to breathe,
We're screwed.
you're screwed because your head is full of thoughts about breathing.
Yes.
And you can't do other stuff. So your body is really clever, and your central nervous system, in particular the autonomic nervous system, it does all these things automatically for you, so you don't have to. So it means you breathe unconsciously, your heart beats unconsciously, your digestion happens without you thinking about it. All these processes go on in your body completely unconsciously. However, we can breathe good and we can breathe not so good.
And some of us breathe not so good.
And some of us breathe not so good a lot. Now what happens is when we're born, right, so let's just go all the way back to when you're first born.
Long story.
Long story, could be here a while.
Okay. I'll just be over the corner breathing.
That's it. Breathe through it, you'll be fine.
For stress.
You come into this world, and as a baby, you naturally breathe through your belly, through your tummy. So if you've ever watched a tiny little baby laid there on its back, kicking its legs, it's the belly that goes up and down.
Absolutely. It's
right?
It's beautiful to watch.
It's beautiful, it's so cute. Their chest doesn't really move. And that's because they are, especially if they're on the back and they're happy and they're just, waving about, their little bellies are moving, they're all relaxed. Yes, super relaxed. Same happens with puppies. So if you're not a baby person, puppies and kittens, you see them when they roll about on their back, and then again their bellies are moving. And that's because they're completely relaxed and they're breathing into their belly, which is the most relaxed form of breathing. It's also the type of breathing that gets the most oxygen into our system.
Right.
And when we get oxygen deep in our system, then we can produce energy. So we get that fuel and we get that oxygen, put the two together in the cells, and poof, we get energy, and we get lots of energy to move and do things, and our brain gets lots of energy. But as adults, we rush around, we have busy lives, we get stressed out all the time, and we don't actually breathe into our belly. So anybody watching and listening, just put a hand on your chest and put a hand on your belly, and just don't do anything, just slump down like you were, and just breathe. Right, what's moving, Mike?
Well, if I'm not a good breather, my chest is moving.
Right.
Yes.
So what happens for most of us is we breathe high up in our chest, and what that does is it tells our body we're really stressed. So if we're stressed and then we breathe through the chest, we're telling our body we're even more stressed,
Just breathing in.
and we just get more and more and
Shallow
more and
breathing
more
in.
shallow breathing.
Yeah.
And that goes on, and people actually learn, it becomes a habit. They breathe up high up in their chest, and they do that all the time. They're never using the full capacity of their lungs, and they're never really letting their body know it's okay to relax, just chill out, we're all good. And therefore they're not getting the oxygen deep into the cells and not getting as much oxygen as they could.
Like a half breath.
It's like a half breath, or it's like running your car on really shitty fuel. Or it's like not giving, a better example, not the fuel example, a better example is you've got the air intake on your car blocked.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Right, so
Yes.
you're driving along, you've got some fuel, so sorry, bad analogy. You're driving along, you've got fuel in your car, but your air intake's got blocked up. So you're not able to suck any oxygen, any air into the engine.
Yeah.
The engine can't run
You're
properly.
choking it.
You're choking it. And that's literally what we do to ourselves. It's like we've got a pair of hands around our neck, and we're being choked.
Yes, I was waiting for you to go to the gym. Yes, just typical day at the office here. You're choking me.
Typical day at the office. But we're not waiting for somebody else to choke us, we're choking ourselves.
Yes.
That's literally what we're doing.
All right, so that's the problem. The problem is most of us don't belly breathe. Most of us don't use our diaphragm or our bellies to breathe. We are just doing high-level chest breathing, shallow breathing,
Yep,
which is exacerbating the stress and not letting the oxygen get into the deeper part of the body.
that's right.
We have defined the problem, now fix it, Dr. Lynn.
Well, so what we want to do is we want to breathe deeply. So there's two things we're going to look at today. And one is how do you breathe deeply? Well, put your hand on your chest and your tummy again. And then instead of letting your chest rise, try
Yes.
and keep that top hand still. And breathe down right into your belly. Just see if you can fill your belly. See if you can make your belly pop out as you breathe. So in, belly moves, out, belly comes in. So in, belly pops out, in, and then out again, belly comes in. So
Good. You do that.
if you can do that, that's the first step. So then
I've
you're
had 5
breathing.
kids, so I've got some flexibility.
Flexibility. I love
Yes.
it. That it's like a big one of those big old-fashioned musical
Yes.
instruments. Yeah, you're really using like bellows to breathe in and out. And people think that when they breathe out, they should push the breath out. It's not. What you're trying to do is pull the breath in. So big breath in, and then just let the air go.
Okay.
Because it'll always come out,
Yes.
but it always won't go in as nicely. So you want to bring the air in fully, fill up your belly, and then let the air go. So that's the first part of it, right?
Good.
The second part is when we do a more structured breathing technique, we're going to alternate between those big breaths, quite powerful breaths, and then every now and then we're going to hold our breath.
Okay.
And what we're doing here is, just to get a bit technical for a few seconds if I could, we're basically going to, as we breathe, we're going to fill up our body with oxygen. Lots and lots and lots of oxygen is going to come in with those big deep in breaths.
Yes.
And then when we hold our breath, we're going to hold it on the out breath.
Right.
So we've done our big breath in, we've let it go, and then we're going to stop. Stop breathing. We're going to hold it for 1 to 2 minutes. And what that's going to do is it's going to force all that oxygen into the cells, deep down right throughout our body, and it's going to effectively make those cells get a little bit extra oxygen than they normally do. It's going to kind of push it in, and as it pushes it in, it's going to give us a burst of energy.
Good.
So we're going to get super saturated, we're going to get lots of oxygen into the cells. And there's one other thing, that while we're doing this, we're actually going to really focus on what we're doing. And that focusing is going to help us tap into the autonomic nervous system. And remember how I said at the beginning, breathing is unconscious. We're going to become conscious, and we're going to tap in and take control of something that everybody says you can't take control of. And that is going to help us do lots of great things to our body.
All right, so run us through the bit. So we've got the process, and I'm sure you're going to step us through how to do the process afterwards. But run us through what's the benefits if we invest our time, and it's only when you're talking 10 to 15 minutes a day, invest our time in structured breathing. What are some of the benefits that we can achieve from that?
The first one, everybody loves this one. You will get more energy.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Huge amounts of energy.
Even by doing 5 minutes of this, you will just, again, supercharge your body. You can just imagine, if you can imagine all the bits of your body tingling in a lovely way, that's how you're going to feel. So you're going to feel this beautiful, amazing burst of energy that for a lot of people will last them the whole day.
It does, it's a buzz.
A real buzz. And if it doesn't last you the whole day, you can do another round of it during the day.
Absolutely.
And just top up. So it's an amazing energy boost. So great if you're feeling fatigued, if you're a bit jet lagged. This is amazing for jet lag. If you've had a long day, you just want to refresh yourself, or first thing in the morning, it's amazing to get you going. So brilliant for energy.
Good.
Second one is brilliant for stress.
Okay.
Because remember what I said, that belly breathing is telling your body to relax.
Yes.
So if you're doing those belly breaths, you're just automatically telling your body it's okay to relax.
So the stress comes down.
So the stress comes down. And the more you do it, the more you feel relaxed, the more your body relaxes, and you're just going to this amazing, super relaxed state.
So if you had a tough keto day, if you've been tempted by some non-keto and you're getting highly stressed about what you're doing, you can do a bit of belly breathing. And
you know, that's an awesome tip if you are, for those people out there who follow us because of the ketogenic lifestyle, the keto life, and you're having a day where you're craving, you really want some sugar, you're desperate for some carbs, stop, do 5 minutes of this breathing, and I guarantee those cravings will go away.
It's a craving killer.
It's a craving killer. It's amazing.
Yeah, good.
What else it does? It alkalizes the blood. Right, so this is, again, try not to be too technical, but in our body we have a certain balance between acidity and alkalinity. Right? And they're opposites of each other. So if you think about a lemon or a lime, if you taste it, that really acid taste, and then the opposite of that is the alkaline. Now we want a really nice balance, so we don't want to be very acid and we don't want to be very alkaline. But we know that acidity contributes to disease. So if we can get our body just a touch alkaline, so just over the edge of the line, just a little bit more than usual, certainly away from acid, just over that midpoint, slightly alkaline, what that does is that really boosts our immune function.
Excellent.
So when we get attacked by bugs and parasites and bacteria and diseases, our immune system will be that little bit stronger and able to throw them off. So people who do this sort of breathing will find they don't get sick as often as they did previously.
Another bonus.
So amazing bonus. That alkalinity, it's also a pain relief. So anybody who suffers chronic pain, joint pain, muscle pain, pain from any conditions that they've got, this is an amazing drug-free way to help with that pain. So alkalinity in the body will get rid of pain, not forever, but it's a temporary pain relief.
Nice, easy,
natural, and easy. Anybody can breathe, and it will boost that immune function as well. So amazing for that. It also helps the circulation, because what we're doing is we're getting these big breaths in, we're oxygenating our blood. That oxygenated blood's going to travel around the body, you're going to feel your hands and feet tingling, so it's going to improve your circulation.
Excellent.
So especially for those women who get things like Raynaud's syndrome, where their hands and feet go incredibly cold and painful, wonderful for that. Great for the heart, because it will again boost the cardiovascular function, so amazing heart and circulation benefits. And then last but certainly not least,
this is a good one.
It's a mood booster.
Ooh, it makes you happy.
It makes you
if you're happy and you know it, breathe.
Excellent. Breathe more of it.
Breathe more.
Yeah, so it really does. It lifts you. So again, if you've had a bit of a tough day, you're not feeling that good, feeling a bit then do a bit of breathing,
Yep.
and it's going to lift your mood.
And
You'll feel it.
It really is. You really do feel it. I mean, we're talking about it, but having experienced it now for a long, long time, when you finish breathing, the buzz, it's very difficult to describe the clarity in the mind. The buzz you get, the all-over tingle and buzz, and just this energy and mood lifter. It just feels frigging great. When you get up from your breathing, you just feel like all the challenges you had are now less significant. You can take on the day. You just feel awesome. It's an incredible experience. And so many people who've never done structured breathing, everyone breathes obviously, but who come in and they go through a structured breathing program. That's their first sort of piece of feedback is, oh my God, how amazing do I feel? It's not the circulation, it's not the alkalinity, they're medical benefits or physical benefits. It's how frigging good they feel at the end of their breathing cycle. And they just get this incredible buzz.
How happy they feel. Real, that real happiness when you get that burst of happiness that you get every now and then.
Absolutely.
You can get this every single day.
Any time of the day.
Multiple times a day. You really can. And I've got to point out at this point, this is not the woo-woo stuff.
No.
I've never been able to meditate effectively until I started doing breathing like this. I've not been one of those people who could sit around and just do that breathing thing. I'm just not that sort of person. But I am a very stressy person in the sense that I don't get stressed, but I'm constantly busy.
You're a demanding person.
Very demanding, very challenging,
Slightly
very
angry.
competitive. Yeah, I'd challenge I'm angry. I'm a nicer person since I've been breathing. There you go. So it really does have amazing benefits.
All right, so that's great. So we've now understood why it's important, I guess, the benefits. Can you walk us through the structure? Because we have a defined structured breathing routine that we know works. It's very simple to follow. So let's walk through the 1, 2, 3 so that everyone who's tuned in can get a bit of a sense of what to do. They can finish listening and basically go sit down and start doing their breathing immediately.
Go and have a breathe. So the first thing is, this is best done on an empty stomach.
Right. Why?
And it's really practical. Think about it if your tummy is full. You've just had a big meal.
And you want to expand it with
air.
And
you want to do a big belly breath.
The food's going to get in the way.
Not going to feel very comfortable, to be quite honest.
No.
And you might, if in the extreme case, you may actually vomit.
Okay.
Right? So, but generally, it's just not going to be very easy to expand your stomach. So it's way easier to expand your stomach when you first get up and it's empty, or before your lunch, or before your dinner. Right? So that's just it's a real practical step.
Makes sense.
The second thing is, sit yourself down somewhere that is comfortable, and ideally peaceful and quiet. You don't want lots of interruptions and noise. You don't want the kids come in, daddy. You do want to try and do this in full for 5 to 15 minutes.
So when you say comfortable, because there's lots of different thoughts on how to be comfortable. Is it sitting upright? Is it laying down? Is it somewhere in between? What's your recommendations on getting what a new breather should look for to get comfortable, to be able to expand their tummy, their diaphragm, but be able to also not lay down completely and maybe uncomfortable as well? Yeah,
so literally you want to be sitting or lying down in a way that's comfortable for you.
Right.
So there's none of this, big cross-legged position or, hands in a certain posture. There are reasons that people do those mudras and things like that. But we're not doing yoga now, we're not doing any kind of specific spiritual practice. So you literally want to find yourself a nice comfy chair. So you got one of those nice big armchairs, great. Maybe one that, the feet flip up. Or you've got a nice, comfortable, even like a dining chair. Ideal if you're reasonably upright.
But you want to be open through the body, don't you?
Yeah, so not uncomfortable.
You can breathe in and out comfortably.
So what you don't want is to be slouched forwards or slouched over. Also, some people find that lying down completely flat, on a yoga mat isn't that comfortable because their head's not supported, or they fidget,
the back arch.
They don't know what to do with their hands or their feet, or like you said, the back can arch. So personally, I like beanbag chairs.
Yes.
I like to be sitting on a dining chair. So right now I'm sitting on a box that's got no back on it. That wouldn't be very comfy because my legs are not relaxed.
Yes.
So you want to just sit down so that your chest and tummy are open and you can move them. you're relaxed and supported. You've got no tension in your body, so you're not holding bits of your body stiff or
Yes,
rigid.
it makes sense.
And there's no rules apart from that. Just get
Right.
yourself comfy.
Empty stomach, get comfortable. What time of the day?
Ideally, I
Yes.
would say first thing in the morning, because first of all, your stomach's empty, you've fasted overnight.
Good.
Often we wake up and we're a bit, foggy-headed, or even if we haven't slept well.
Yes.
And it's going to give you energy for the whole day. So great thing to do first thing in the morning.
Good.
Absolute first thing in the
And
morning.
then as needed, if you have a bit of a stress moment or a hungry moment or a
As
hangry
needed.
moment, you
Exactly.
can do a bit of breathing to break the state.
That's it.
All right, so we're nice and comfortable, belly's empty. First thing in the morning, walk us through the next bits. What do we do?
All right. So what we do
I'll
is
demonstrate. Do you want me to
you
demonstrate?
can demonstrate, Mike.
I love my breathing.
You do. You do indeed. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a big belly breath in.
Through the nose or through the mouth?
You can do whatever you like.
Ah, cool. So there's no restrictions.
No rules. There's no
I will
rules
be
here.
choosing my nose.
You choose your nose, you
Yes.
breathe in through your nose then. So what you've done there, and you can breathe out for a second while I explain, we've just brought the breath in and down into our tummy, so our tummy has expanded. And then if we can, take a bit more in, up into the chest.
Okay, so tummy first.
Tummy
Focus on
first,
getting the tummy
so-
out.
Breathe in through the nose or mouth into the tummy, and then just let the chest take that last little bit.
Right, we'll try and get the tummy working first of all.
That's it. But don't do it to the point where you're
Stressed and tight.
stressed. You're not trying to do it till your chest explodes.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to get a big breath in.
Okay.
So big breath in, and then you just let that breath go. So we're not trying to force breath out.
Not blowing it out.
Not blowing it out.
Right.
We're just literally relaxing and letting go. So it's like a big in through the belly, and then an out by letting go.
Cool.
In through the belly and out, letting go.
Beautiful.
So that's all we do. So we do that 30 times.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if it's 25 or 35, doesn't matter if it's 40 or 50 or 60. You can do as many of these as you like. 30 is just a really good number to get enough oxygen into the body.
And how long should that 30 repetitions take me?
That's probably going to take you, I would say, 2 to 2.5 minutes
So
to
if
do
you're-
that 30 repetitions.
If I'm doing any less than, if you're doing it too fast, it's probably, the breathing might be slightly too quick.
Yeah, if you're doing it too fast, you may start to go shallow with your breathing.
Yes.
So I would rather you did this slower
Yes.
than quicker.
Yes.
Especially when you first start. Don't try and do these big,
Concentrate on that.
powerful breaths.
Yeah.
Make it slower. Concentrate on getting that breath right into the belly, and then just letting it gently go. So go slower if you can your first few times.
And it's just 30 consecutive breaths. You don't take a break in between. It's just
No,
breathe in,
just
breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
That's right. You're not trying to hold at the top or the
No.
bottom. It's not box breathing. It's just literally in and then let it go.
Okay.
In and let it go. 30 times of that.
Right, so then we've done that. What's next?
For your 31st breath,
Yes.
you're
I've
gonna
got it in.
You've got it in. You're going to let your breath out, and then you're going to hold your breath once it's out.
So do I blow it out or just let it out as normal?
Just let it out as normal.
And on the out, I just stop.
Stop.
Don't
when
take a
you've-
breath in.
That's it. When the breath has come out, close your mouth, close your nose just by putting your tongue at the back of the mouth if you need to, just so you don't get any air leaking in. And that's it. You're just going to sit real quiet. Now, I like to do this with my eyes closed so there's no distraction. So you might have your eyes closed. You're literally going to sit now with that breath hold,
Yes.
and you're going to do that for about a minute the first time round.
Okay.
Right, so just about a minute, just literally stay calm and just think about how your body's feeling. You might find your fingers are tingling or your toes are tingling, and that's all good, that's all normal. What that is, that's the oxygen getting down into
It's actually a good
those
thing, isn't it?
limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great thing. You might find it happens the first couple of times. So you've been holding your breath, you've been holding your breath out, and about a minute goes past.
So what if I can't do a minute? What if I have this urge to breathe?
That's all right. So when you feel the urge to breathe, so
Right.
what that might feel like is a little bit of a pulse,
Yes.
or a little bit of an electric shock sensation, or a bit of a chemical feeling in your chest,
Yes.
or in your tummy. Some people say it sort of feels around the diaphragm or around the heart, and they get this it's almost like a little panic, a little squeeze. You get any of those feelings, Don't force it.
Just relax, let the breath go.
And then just breathe in.
Yep.
Yeah, so at that point you feel squeezy squeeze, just go breathe in, big breath in, and then hold the breath in for 10 seconds.
Okay, so we breathe out, we hold it for as long as we can, maybe a minute, maybe less. And then when we're comfortable, we take a breath in, just like one of the other breaths, same.
Same, nice big belly breath in.
And hold it.
And hold it at the top, hold it with the breath in for 10 to 15 seconds because that's going to re-oxygenise the body. Because what we've done is we've used all that oxygen while we held, so we're going to replace it. Big breath in, hold, and then let it out.
Good.
And
that's the routine?
One round.
Okay, so that is probably going to take, 3 minutes for the breathing, another minute for the hold?
Probably 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay, so it's not a lot of time, is it?
Not a lot of time. Now, the ideal is to do 3 of those. So the way it would work is we would go 30 big breaths, 30 of those belly breaths, hold on the 31st out breath.
Yes.
Hold it for a minute. Gradually over time you might build up to 2 minutes.
Yep.
Then when you feel the urge to breathe, you breathe in and hold it in for 10 to 15 seconds and then let it go. That's one complete round. You do that all 3 times. It's taking you somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. And at the end of that, just relax. Relax for a minute and just see how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Feel the buzz, feel the tingling, every cell in your body is going to feel alive.
And you do feel alive, you'll get that buzz. So really enjoy that. It's a lovely feeling at the end of 15 minutes of structured breathing to feel your whole body tingling and excited for the day.
It certainly is.
So structured breathing, it's great. So obviously the benefits are there. You've been through both the medical benefits and the physical benefits, but also those mental benefits, and that very simple process. And do people then look to improve their breath hold, or is this something you do every day, or are we trying to achieve a longer breath hold? Where do we go once we start breathing?
So I think the first thing is once you've done this and you've felt the benefit, you're going to want to do it every day.
You are.
Do it every day for a week and see how you feel. That's the first thing. When you first do it, don't try and push the breath hold. Just see what you naturally can achieve. Now, some people start at 30 seconds. Some people start at 2 minutes. Some people start at 4 minutes. There is no right or wrong.
And sorry, some people do start with 1 or 2 minutes, and then after a couple of weeks they go back to 30 seconds to a minute. So there's people who start with quite long breath holds, but then actually you do go backwards, isn't it?
That's right. So basically, you want to just see where you're at. So what's your natural? Your natural might be 1.5 minutes, and that's great. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Your lungs and your body's different to everybody around you.
Absolutely.
Remember that, all unique. So, find where you're at, find what feels comfortable for you. You'll then find probably the first week you'll be able to increase. You might find each round you do. So first round is 1 minute, second round is 1.5 minutes, third round is 1 minute and 45.
Yep.
So you'll build up over the course of the breathing and over the course of a week. Then, like you said, some people find they go backwards. They can't hold as long and they freak out. Or women who are menstruating may find that on the days of their period, they can't hold for as long.
Right.
Or if you're stressed, or if you've got a cold, there's lots of things that can cause your breathing to change. You've just exercised, but you want to do it to alkalise your body. You probably won't be able to hold as long.
Yep.
You've eaten a meal. You probably won't be able to hold as long.
Yeah.
You may hold longer in the morning than you can in the evening. It really doesn't matter, because all you're doing is, first of all, you're training your body to breathe deeply, to get the oxygen in. You're learning how to oxygenate your body. You're learning how to alkalise your body. And it doesn't matter how long you hold for. You'll read articles about breath holds and how long they should be. It's whatever's right for you, whatever's comfortable for you will bring you benefit. And so just do what you enjoy and what feels really, really good. Just learn to tap into your body, tap in and change your chemistry.
Enjoy that breathing buzz. Ready? We're going to run through a routine.
Time for some breathing.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks, Mike.
No worries. Cheers.